those winds, yeah, I'd say those winds would lower your chances of having fog, though. Let's take a look. Okay, so above average temperatures would still be a factor throughout the lower to mid Mississippi Valley, all the way to the Ohio Valley. Then you have below average temperatures affecting the Rockies and parts of the Dakotas, and just a little bit in parts of Washington State, with freezing temperatures for the high. Yet there is warmer than average temperatures throughout much of California and parts of the Great Basin, desert Southwest too. Yet below average temperatures would start slowly moving out of New England and out of the Northeast. And you're seeing some above average temperatures in parts of Michigan. For Sunday morning, a lot of below average temperatures for the lows would move into the Great Plains. Oh boy. Let's see what we got. Yeah, there is a lot of below average temperatures, a lot of freezing air moving into the Great Plains and parts of the Rockies. And yet a little bit of below average temperatures throughout parts of Maine. But yet there is going to be above average temperatures that will only be concentrated throughout the Gulf Coast, the Ohio Valley, and the eastern Great Lakes region in the Mid-Atlantic. Oh, and let's not forget about California and parts of Arizona. While your temperature reading is going to go down to the upper single digits in degrees Celsius. Let's take a look for Sunday night. Sunday night, it looks like for you, while you're going to end up with temperatures that'll be in the low teens in degrees Celsius. Let's take a look throughout the overall picture throughout the U.S. Some below average temperatures will creep into the upper Mississippi Valley, parts of the Dakotas, parts of the Great Plains, Great Lakes region, and a little bit in the Rockies. And yet there is going to be a lot of above average temperatures in the Southwest. And that includes California, a little bit in the Gulf Coast, though. But folks, that's what we're dealing with right now. Oh yeah, and a little bit of above average temperatures in parts of the Northeast. Monday morning, though, let's see. While your temperature reading could be as so low as the mid single digits in degrees Celsius. Lots of below average temperatures throughout the interior parts of the West, Great Lakes region, Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Plains. A little bit of above average temperatures throughout parts of the Southeast and parts of the Northeast as well. And as well as much of California and Arizona. Let's check for the high for Monday night. While your area will end up experiencing temperatures that'll be in the upper single digits. So that's going to be quite a cold event for you, while. Well, I'll check the humidity, though. Above average temperatures will be only located throughout the south central U.S., all the way to parts of Illinois and the southeast, desert Southwest, and California. Some chilly below average temperatures will be in the Rockies and as well as much of the Great Lakes region, a little bit in the Northeast. Let's take a look at the dew point values. Well, for you, your dew point values will be in the low single digits, so that's still going to be some moisture that's going to be there, plenty of overcast skies. Let's take a look throughout the U.S. Plenty of humidity that's going to be abundant throughout much of the South. The Mississippi Valley, parts of the Great Lakes region, and central California, except for the Sierra Nevadas, though, and as well as plenty of humidity throughout parts of the southeast, though. There will be plenty of moisture that's going to be a factor throughout much of the south, except for western Texas, where dry air and cool air start moving in. Otherwise, a lot of moist air would still be a factor throughout the mid-Mississippi Valley, the Great Lakes region, while your humidity value would be in the mid single digits. So that means that during the morning, you're going to end up with some fog, but if winds become, let's say, strong, then that should, minimize much of the fog, but otherwise, there's going to be a lot of overcast skies. Some moisture will be located throughout the Bay Area of San Francisco and the Central California. While your dew point value from Sunday morning will be in the mid single digits. So that's when you get more dry air. Humidity will dominate throughout the southeast and the Gulf Coast, Mid-Atlantic, the Ohio Valley, and the eastern half of the Great Lakes region, and some in the Pacific Northwest and the San Francisco Bay Area. Let's see, for Sunday night, wild, your dew point value will be in the low single digits, near freezing though, but this is dew points, so that means you're going to end up with better weather in the long run. But as you move into the U.S., you have plenty of plenty of moist air throughout the Gulf, but on the western side, plenty of dry air moving in, but all that humidity would only be abundant throughout the East Coast, although Maine is a little more dry. And though there are some humidity throughout parts of the West Coast, though, all right, just that. Then by Monday morning, for you, Wild, your dew point value would be as much as 0 degrees near freezing, or lower single digits, which means dry air in your area. We are going to experience plenty of humidity in the southern tip of Texas, Panhandle, Florida, and the east and the northeast, and parts of central San Francisco. Sorry about that. Coastal Central California and parts of the Pacific Northwest on the coastal side. And finally, by Monday night, your humidity level, while could slightly go up to the mid single digits, though, which means just slight more humidity there, slight more chance of fog, though. The Gulf Coast, there will be a lot of humidity throughout the Gulf Coast, parts of Central California, and parts of New England, and a little bit in the Outer Banks, though. The tiny bit of humidity would still, it's going to go up, though, just a little slightly in the Great Plains and parts of the Mississippi Valley, Pacific Northwest as well. Let's take a look at convection. With convection, okay. For tomorrow morning, there's going to be a lot of lift in the southern plains, the mid-Mississippi Valley, parts of the south, right around the lower Mississippi Valley. A tiny bit of convection throughout the northern Rockies, in Wyoming and Montana, and as well as parts of the western part of the Great Lakes region. For you, while it's still not much, though. Let's take a look at the convection. There's a lot of convection throughout the lower Mississippi Valley, eastern Texas, all the way to Michigan. All of that could be a recipe for severe weather for tomorrow night, going into Sunday, but we'll check on that. Convection is available. A lot of lift in the western half of the Gulf Coast, the lower Mississippi Valley, just a tiny bit throughout the Mississippi and Ohio valleys, and some parts of the Great Lakes region too, and parts of the Pacific Northwest. There's a little bit of lift for Monday night, folks. Yeah, Sunday night, I should say. Some areas in the southeast will get a lot of lift, and it's a tiny bit just located in the Ohio Valley and the Appalachian Mountains, and in the northwestern part of the country, though, but not as much as those in the southeast. And now, let's move on to Monday morning. So, where's the lift? There's a lot of lift in Florida, and parts of the New York City area will get a tiny bit of lift, though, and some tiny bits in the northwestern part of the country, though. And for Monday night, though, on the southern part of Florida, there will be a lot of lift there, and a tiny bit in parts of New England, and a tiny bit in the Dakotas, maybe your area wild, but even so, not much, though. Now let's take a look. I'm going to switch gears to... Hold on a minute. Hold on a moment. We're going to go around here and start showing what is going to happen throughout the next few days. So let's see, starting from here, moving into Saturday morning, where there's going to be a lot of rain throughout places like Texas all the way to Michigan. Some maybe in the form of storms, though. And there's going to be a lot of wintry weather in the northern Rockies, like Yellowstone, northern Wyoming, southern Montana. And we move. Oh, yeah, and let's check some thunderstorms, though. Yep, there's going to be a lot of thunderstorms, folks. Some could be severe, though. Some could be severe. Then we move back here and talk about the next 12 hours where cold front's going to move in and start affecting the central part of the country. Where there's going to be plenty of storms affecting places like Texas, Louisiana, all the way to Michigan, and parts of Iowa and Minnesota. Yet wintry weather is going to settle in throughout the northern part of the Cascades. Coastal part of Washington State and Oregon. It could experience some showers, though, for thunderstorms. There is going to be a lot of severe weather. A lot of severe weather along the Mississippi Valley and parts of the Ohio Valley and the southern Great Lakes region. So buckle up. Buckle up. Then we move into Sunday morning, where we're seeing cold front is advancing towards the east, where there's going to be a lot of rain to deal with from Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Georgia, and Florida, all the way to Michigan, Wisconsin. Yet some wet weather will occur throughout the northern Rockies, Bitterroot Mountains, and the Cascades. Otherwise, some valley rains and coastal rains would settle in. Thunderstorms, though, there's going to be some thunderstorms in the southeast, from Alabama and Florida and Georgia to Kentucky. Then we move on to Sunday night, though. Sunday night, all that rain, all that cold front starts moving eastward.